When I started this channel in 2013, I was telling my original scary stories, all of which you can still find here today, but I had a larger vision, one that included short films. I dabbled a little bit in them, but quickly found that with no money, they were a little bit hard to pull off. I got discouraged, and the last film that I shot has just been sitting on a hard drive untouched for the past 10 years. Well, tonight I'm trying something new, a mad concoction mixing the footage I captured that evening with a new story I wrote and stitched it all together. This is the story of Mr. Tickles. So turn out the lights, find a safe hiding place, and fall in to hunting season. Mr. Tickles was more than a clown. He was a master at his craft. When he put on his clown outfit and his clown makeup and his big old clown shoes, it was like he was possessed by something higher. He was no longer Bob Killarney of Long Island, New York, father who went for cigarettes and never came back, gambler extraordinaire. He was simply and purely Mr. Tickles. It was almost as if the simple act of putting on the costume changed his molecular construction. You see, when he wasn't clowning around, he was a pretty depressed guy. Alcohol had always been a problem, and so was booking shows. He would wake up late with a throbbing headache and spend all afternoon trying to book appearances for Mr. Tickles, pacing the foot-worn floorboards of his back room, stalking social media, making cold calls. But the sad truth was, the drink was the only one who wanted him anymore. The drink and Mr. Tickles. Late at night, he would don the costume, makeup, nose, and hair, and practice his act over and over and over again. If he could only get it exactly right, if they could only see his skills and talents, if he only had the reach that he so desperately longed after. But alas, he had grown old. And the world had no shortage of old clowns running our governments, launching phallic rockets into space, stuffing their pockets, their bank accounts, and, Bob imagined, their swimming pools with heaps of cash, while the good people, the simple people, the working people like Bob Killarney of Long Island, New York, survived on bottom-shelf well whiskey and ramen noodles. Thoughts like this kept Bob awake at night, staring at the ceiling of his bedroom while the wee hours of the morning crept by like the pitter-patter of a nocturnal creature lurking in the dark corners of the... What was that? The cat, perhaps. Yes, of course. A black cat is much more logical than no, keep the dark thoughts out. Mr. Tickles might not be a financial success, but damn it, it's a good thing, bringing joy and happiness to people who need it if only he could just work harder. Bob sunk into his routine. Wake up, cold calls, social media, rehearse, despair. What was that? The cat. The damn cat. Right. Repeat. Wake up, cold calls, social media, rehearse, despair. I swear I just heard. Nope. It's the cat. Right. Had to be the cat. Repeat. Wake up, cold calls, social media, rehearse, despair. Repeat. No. That's the sound underneath the bed this time. And the cat doesn't go underneath the bed. Unless it's not the cat at all. It could be. Could it? No. It's not possible, Bob thought. Not possible at all, because I'm Mr. Tickles, he thought. Bob switched on his flashlight again, but this time, it felt different. A cold steel rod of fear slipped up his nightshirt and laid across his spine as he leaned cautiously over the side of the bed, exposing his head to the vast void of nothingness that spilled out onto the floor of his bedroom from beneath the mattress. Son of a bitch, he thought. Why did I get a cat in the first place? They're nothing but obnoxious roommates. Stressed, exhausted, and unable to sleep, it was time to break the cycle. So Bob Killarney grabbed his coat and walked the streets of Long Island, New York. The cold air shocked his system like an ice bath. His heart rate climbed and he felt centered. He needed a fresh start. He needed something new. But the thoughts of Mr. Tickles, they kept creeping in. But they were just thoughts, weren't they? a new job, a new sense of pride. He couldn't be a clown his whole life. But Mr. Tickles wasn't having it. Mr. Tickles would always be there. There was no escape, no corner he could turn, no new chapter. Money didn't matter, fame, no, there was nothing else, nothing. Only Mr. Tickles. And so Bob Killarney of Long Island, New York, ceased to be. But his legacy lives on. In the shadows, the dark passageways of the mind. And when the human body Bob left behind turns to dust, Mr. Tickles will find a new one. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be yours. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of storytelling. I have a lot of big ideas of how to continue doing this, and if you want to support the growth of Haunting Season, if you want to see me continue to take my storytelling to the next level, there are a few ways you can help. You can subscribe here, that's always helpful, and if you're able to, I have a Patreon with various tiers of access that all lead to a pretty kick-ass Discord community I'm building full of horror fans and creators and filmmakers. We just hang out in there all day long, supporting each other, talking shop, and collaborating. It's only $3 for the bottom tier, and you can scale up from there, and all that money goes towards making better content and short films like this one. Thanks for watching. I'd love to see you on the next video because we're more likely to survive if we stick together.